It's Danny and Perry. How
Hey,
are you
Ben.
guys doing?
Well, we just thought we'd drop in and see what you were up to out in Michigan
Oh
there.
yeah. Well, I'm just hanging out here, running festivals. Kind of like you guys know all about that, don't you?
So
Hmm.
you're living the dream, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
But last time I saw you guys was at the Reno Festival, Reno Uke Fest. I was there as one of the instructors, one of the teaching artists, and
Artist.
I just had a great time with you guys and with everybody there. And
That was so much
as
fun.
always,
Yeah.
yeah, I go to these things and I steal a couple ideas or something. So the bingo cards, I like the bingo
Oh,
cards.
you like those bingo cards?
That was fun.
The bingo cards are really fun because it got everyone talking to each other and talking to the vendors and then having a reason to go up and talk to the artists because people get real
Right.
shy.
It's nice
Right.
to have,
Yeah.
it's nice to have little projects and stuff to do and get to go and like you said, like
Yeah,
meet people and
ongoing
sort of
game.
just
Yeah.
have an activity, a
That's
social
right.
social
Well, like you
activity
said,
is
it's a
always important.
it's an icebreaker.
Yeah.
I had people coming up to me, now why were you arrested in the
Yeah.
cafeteria at community
Yours
college?
was the best
Well, we
question.
can't really talk about it. That was a good one. But so I worked with you guys at Midwest U Camp,
Hmm.
Ashokan.
Yeah.
That was last year. And now you've got the trifecta. It's Mighty
Yeah.
Uke Day.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
could
And you know
check
what?
it off your bingo card.
Hmm.
We were even involved back pandemic days at the Utopia that you put on online too.
Oh, yes. I
Oh,
remember that.
Yes,
I
I
remember
there
that.
remember
we
that.
go. There we go. Well,
Yeah.
we're happy to have you at Mighty Uke Day, and it's interesting with the different festivals. We certainly get some overlap, as far as attendees, but each has their own kind of their own audience too. So you guys
Yeah.
will you'll see some familiar faces, but you'll also get to meet a whole bunch of cool people that you haven't
Yeah.
met before, at least in person.
Yeah.
Because you guys are doing your online academy,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's that called?
Starlight Ukulele Academy.
Starlight Ukulele Academy.
Yep.
And then obviously you have the Reno Uke Fest. And then you just took over the Uke West. What's
That's
that
right.
all about?
Uke
It's
West is billed as a continuous online ukulele festival. And what that means is um, we meet on Saturdays and we bring in guest artists from all over the world and they will teach on one Saturday. They'd usually do a workshop, and then later on that month there'll be a Q&A about the workshop and a little performance. They do it so it's a performance and a workshop, one international artist per month. The rest of the other two Saturdays we do a strum along and people are able to come in and share a song and lead a song. We'll lead some songs.
Cool.
We've got some ringers that come every week. um, we have a once a month open mic. Dani does a musical book club that meets once a month, and we've
That
got
sounds cool.
yeah, there's all
it's
sorts of
really fun.
activities and stuff. We did a cruise last year um, that
Down to
people were able to
Mexico.
sign up and went all around Mexico. We're taking a year off from that because we're going to the T-Bug cruise, but we'll be bringing that
Oh
back
yeah.
in
Yeah, we're
2026.
encouraging our folks to join us on that.
Yeah, so it's mostly
Yeah.
like Saturday activities, and then there's one-offs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to refer to it as an online social club. So there's something happening every Saturday morning, and like this morning we had the Opera Lele folks come back for their question and answer. It's this duo that taught us about singing and opera
Oh,
singing,
okay.
singing and playing at once. And so they came back, and everyone had questions for them, and then they sang all these arias for us, and
Wow.
beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, and it sounds to me, and I'm actually going to be involved in this in
that's
sometime
right.
this year,
Oh yeah, you're a
August or
guest.
something, or
You're
sometime
coming in. Yes, you're August. That's you, Ben.
August.
That's right.
But it sounds to me like I think the ukulele is probably one of the most versatile of instruments out there. And it sounds like you're exploring all these different facets of it. I mean, like opera. that's a new one on me, opera lele is pretty
Uh-huh.
cool.
Yeah.
But
That's
I,
great.
you know, it really lends itself to any kind of music, any kind of style, any kind of approach. And it sounds like that's really exploring these different aspects, the different
Yeah.
potentials.
I think you're only limited by your imagination. And one great example is our friend Viggy, who gets up and does the System of a Down on
Yeah.
ukulele,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is kind of
That's
a hard
awesome.
rock from the 2000s. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do anything on it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, and speaking of, we've got your speaking of imagine limited by just your imagination. One of the classes Danny's going to be teaching here is the Motown classic, Just My Imagination,
That's
right?
right. Yep.
And a couple strumming classes and a paperless jam too. I think more and more that's important. Everybody, I'm guilty of it myself. You get your nose stuck in that little book, and you're just looking at the music and you're not listening to what's going on around you and playing with other people,
Yeah. Well,
you
we
know.
we forget sometimes, and a lot of times no one talks about that. So we just everyone kind of gets on their little train and they're humming along.
Right,
But when you do start to listen to each other, and also you soften up your strum so it's not so militant.
right.
You're not. It's not a chore that you're strumming. It's more like you're inspiring the strings to sing with every strum.
Yeah,
I think so. Most of my classes are going to be geared toward people who've been maybe playing for a little while and they want to go, they're plateaued and they want to go a little higher, but they don't even know where to start. And part of
right.
it is take what you've already been doing and improve upon that, and listen as you play. Like you were saying, we'll do like a little ba da dum bum 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 ba ba bum. So throw in a
Hmm.
tiny little intro that makes you sound like you know what you're doing, and then, like on that song, Just My Imagination, the whole rest of the song is two chords back and forth. So it's
Yeah,
not hard to memorize, but we can spruce it up anyway so you
absolutely.
enjoy it even more.
Yeah, I mean, two chords, it sounds, oh, it's only a two-chord song, but you can just flesh that out and use all these little subtleties and dynamics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Two chords is not a limitation at all.
All right.
Uh, yeah. So that sounds really cool. Of course, we're in the land of Motown while you're here. So like Smokey
Yeah.
Robinson might drop in or something. You never know.
You never
You
know who you can
never
bump
know.
into in
He's been
history.
known to hang out at ukulele festivals. So, but and then Perry, we're gonna have some focus on bass with you, um, a
Yeah,
basic bass class, and tell a
yeah. I'm
little bit
gonna.
about how you approach the bass.
Okay, well, in ukulele clubs, a lot of times it's people who are coming in and they might be a spouse, and they want to join in. This first class is for beginners. It's for people who might have a little bit of experience with bass, but not really. So what I want to do is I want to get you from step zero to uh, where you can actually read a chart and follow along and participate in a strum or a jam session or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, so you learn your ones and fives. You learn the important notes on the part of the fingerboard where you can play at least one C in the fifth of that and one G in the fifth of that. And you learn what I mean when I say that.
Right.
But that's really the heartbeat of like a lot of vintage music is to be able to play the one and the five of any
Yeah.
chord. So you see a letter on a chart and you know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And so that takes
Well,
about
it's
an
all about. Yeah, I mean
um,
even if you're just playing the boom, 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 it's keeping that
yeah,
rhythm. Steve, our bass player, always says the bass player's the driving the bus. You're the one keeping everybody together. And more and more youth groups are making sure they have a bass player. A lot of people picked up bass over COVID.
yeah.
Got a U bass or whatever, and
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
Bass is you say that the ukulele is very versatile. One of the things it doesn't do is go very low.
Right.
So
Right.
having a bass there really rounds out the sound of the music. And
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes if the bass is in the background, you don't really notice it's there, but you notice when it's missing. And so
Yep.
it really is important, and it's a lot of fun. The uke basses that they've been making are so um, welcoming for
Yeah.
a musician just getting
They're
started.
accessible. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
it doesn't hurt your fingers. It's not a big stretch. It's not
It's
hard to
easy to
chord.
carry
Yeah,
around.
easy to carry around. Um, I can't tell you. I used to bring upright basses to ukulele clubs, and the number of times that people would say, "Well, that's the biggest ukulele I've ever seen," is I'm probably hundreds of times,
Absolutely.
as though it was the
Yep.
very first time
Well,
ever said.
And you laugh like it's the very first time you ever heard that joke, right?
Well, I do my best.
he keeps
I do my
a crust
best.
smile on his face.
Yeah.
I
There
gotta
you
say
go.
though, anybody who's watching this who's planning to come and thinking maybe I'll
Mm.
bring my bass, you know what we do when we fly? Perry packs the inside of the bass and all around the bass inside of the case with his clothing.
Yeah.
So it turns into protecting the instrument, but also he doesn't have to also carry a carry-on. So that way
Wow.
each have an instrument and then one other
We
item.
could even have a class just on,
Travel.
packing,
How
packing for
Yeah.
to
travel.
travel with your
You and
ukulele.
Stephen Espaniola, he's like the king of cramming everything into one. I don't know
Yeah.
how he does it,
You
but
gotta
yeah,
be when you travel. Yeah.
he definitely, definitely, definitely. And then you're also going to teach a Travis picking class. And what
Yes.
what
Very
exactly is
popular.
Travis picking?
Travis picking is it's finger picking, and it's used in country and folk and rockabilly, even some jazz and rock and roll occasionally, depending on
Hmm.
what you're thinking of. And the main thing about it is that you've got kind of separation. It is your thumb is usually doing some kind of bass line, and is working kind of uh, on downbeats, on quarter notes, and the rest of your fingers are doing something syncopated on the higher strings. So it almost sounds like two lines,
Oh, okay.
um, and it's easier on guitar because you have more strings. You've got more strings that you can dedicate to the bass, but it really does work great on the ukulele, in my opinion.
Cool.
Um,
Cool.
Low G is best for that since it is, you need as many bass strings as you
Right.
have. Um, but it sounds great with a high G as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know we're some of these classes are going to be baritone friendly too. So anybody that has a baritone can bring that in. Um,
Yeah. The Travis picking one not so much
Probably
because it does
not.
use a lot of open strings, but the swing
Sure.
endings
The
class that I'm going
swing
to be
endings,
doing
yeah.
is
That's a great one.
it's riff vocabulary and how to end a song, and you can all of it is easy to translate to the baritone right on the
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've really enjoyed working with you guys at Midwest U Camp and Ashoka. We had a great time at Ashoka last year.
Yeah.
And the students have really picked up a lot from you, from both of you. So I'm really excited that you're coming to Mighty Uke Day, May 9th through 11th in
That's right.
East Lansing, Michigan. And I guess we'll see you then.
All right, Ben.
Sounds good, Ben.
Yeah.
Good to see
All
you,
right,
man.
man. Take it easy. See you
See
All
you
soon.
right.
all later.
Ciao.